Did you know that Alzheimer's can start developing up to 20 years before the first symptoms appear? And the worst part? Many people only realize it when it's already too late. Occasional forgetfulness, struggles with simple tasks, and mood changes aren't always just signs of aging. They can be the first indicators of a neurodegenerative process advancing silently. The truth is, recognizing these early signs can make all the difference between slowing the progression of the disease or facing a rapid decline in memory and total dependence. But how do you know what's normal and what's a warning sign? How can you differentiate between a simple memory lapse and a real sign of dementia? In this video, you'll learn about the stages of Alzheimer's, how to spot the early signs, and what steps to take to seek a diagnosis before it's too late. This isn't just information, it's a real opportunity to change the course of the disease and ensure the right care from the very beginning. Imagine there's a silent invader in the brain, working in the shadows for 15 to 20 years before any symptoms appear. This is the preclinical stage of Alzheimer's, a phase where neurodegeneration has already begun but remains undetectable. Many people believe that memory loss comes out of nowhere, but the truth is the disease starts long before, hidden. Advanced studies show that the buildup of abnormal proteins like beta-amyloid and tau is the initial trigger. But how can you uncover something that isn't showing clear signs yet? The answer lies in technology. Tests such as brain PET scans and lumbar punctures can detect these markers even before the first symptoms appear. Imagine being able to anticipate the diagnosis and begin preventive strategies. This is already a reality for those who seek proactive medical care, especially if there's a family history. People with cases of dementia in the family should consult a neurologist to evaluate the need for these tests. Knowledge is the key to acting in time. And don't think genetics alone determines your fate. There are habits that can make a difference early on. Studies suggest that activities like learning a new language, playing an instrument, or maintaining an exercise routine help strengthen the brain, creating what's known as a cognitive reserve. This means that even if neurodegeneration is happening, its impact can be reduced. Small changes in daily life, like logic games, regular reading, and a balanced diet, can slow this invisible process. The big question is, if the disease starts so early, why do most people only act when the first signs appear? That's where the danger lies. Many people ignore risk factors such as diabetes, a sedentary lifestyle, and smoking, which can accelerate the progression of Alzheimer's. The best defense is offense. The sooner you invest in brain health, the better. And when the first memory slips emerge, the game begins to change. If this content is helping you understand more about Alzheimer's, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more insights on how to identify and act in time. The first signs of Alzheimer's might seem harmless, but they are a real turning point. In this early stage, memory begins to falter subtly. Simple things, like forgetting where the keys were placed or missing important appointments, become more frequent. Additionally, difficulties with language and trouble planning daily tasks start to emerge. Imagine someone who's always been organized suddenly struggling to put together a grocery list. At this point, many families mistake these symptoms for just aging. The challenge here is realizing that these changes are not normal. When tasks that were once automatic, like paying bills or remembering the name of an acquaintance, begin to require effort, it might be time to seek a diagnosis. Consulting a doctor is crucial, and simple cognitive tests are often the first step. Don't underestimate the signs. Detecting Alzheimer's in this phase offers a unique window of opportunity to slow its progression with early treatment. Another key aspect of this stage is the emotional impact. It's not uncommon for individuals to start experiencing depressive symptoms, such as losing interest in activities they once loved or experiencing sudden mood changes. Imagine a grandfather who once loved playing dominoes with his grandchildren but now prefers to isolate himself. This can confuse loved ones, but it's a reflection of the disease itself. That's why psychological support can be just as important as medical interventions. The early stage is also a chance to implement practical strategies. Tools like digital calendars, phone alarms, or even post-it notes around the house with reminders can help maintain autonomy. This is the time to involve the family and thoughtfully plan for the future. After all, while the symptoms are mild, there's room to adapt routines and preserve as much independence as possible. But as the dementia progresses, things begin to shift quickly, and dependence becomes more apparent. At this stage, dependence becomes evident. Memory lapses are no longer just small forgetful moments but significant gaps that disrupt daily life. The patient might get lost in familiar places, forget the names of close family members, and even struggle to recognize faces. Imagine someone who has driven the same neighborhood for years but suddenly doesn't know how to get home. This can be terrifying for both the individual and their loved ones. Beyond memory issues, behavioral changes become more pronounced. Episodes of delusions, compulsive eating, and sleep disturbances begin to appear. It's common for someone to wake up in the middle of the night confused, wanting to leave the house for no apparent reason. Mood swings also become drastic. Someone who was once calm might become aggressive or anxious. These challenges require patience and adaptation, like installing door locks and creating a predictable environment to reduce confusion. Urinary incontinence may start at this stage, requiring additional care. This can be embarrassing for the patient, making a sensitive and respectful approach essential. Strategies like establishing fixed bathroom times and using easy-to-remove clothing help maintain the person's dignity. Small adjustments to the daily routine can make a big difference, preventing unnecessary discomfort and improving quality of life. The biggest challenge is that, at this stage, the patient can no longer be left alone. The need for constant supervision becomes clear, and caregivers must find a balance between offering assistance and preserving the remaining autonomy. Healthcare professionals and support groups can be valuable in guiding families and sharing effective strategies. But as neurodegeneration progresses, dependence becomes total, and the challenge of caregiving grows even greater. At this stage, dependence is total. The patient can no longer perform basic activities alone. They need help with eating, bathing, and even getting dressed. Communication becomes extremely limited, often reduced to a few scattered words or facial expressions. Imagine a loved one who once told stories but now struggles to form a simple sentence. This decline is heartbreaking for the family, who must learn to interpret gestures and expressions to understand their needs. Difficulty with eating worsens, and many patients experience significant weight loss. The ability to chew and swallow can be compromised, increasing the risk of choking. In these cases, adapting meals is essential. Soft or pureed foods, served in small portions, help ensure proper nutrition. In some cases, the assistance of a speech therapist may be needed to develop techniques that make swallowing easier. Small adjustments can make a huge difference in maintaining comfort and quality of life. At this stage, patients typically spend most of their time bedridden, becoming vulnerable to infections such as pneumonia and urinary tract infections, which are common causes of death. Care must be intensified to prevent bed sores by ensuring frequent position changes and proper skin hydration. Additionally, creating a comforting environment with family photos, soft music, and constant affection can provide emotional support, even if the person can no longer express themselves verbally. This phase is a true test for caregivers, who face not only the physical demands but also the emotional burden of watching a loved one lose all autonomy. Psychological support and caregiver groups can be essential in helping families navigate this journey with more balance. And if you have a loved one going through this battle, learning more about dementia, its stages, and how to provide the best care can make all the difference. If this content helped you, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to keep learning how to act in time. Now that you understand the early signs of Alzheimer's, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Ignoring small memory lapses can come at a high cost, and waiting until the disease becomes too obvious might mean losing precious time. The truth is, acting early can make all the difference, both for those facing dementia and for the family members who will need to provide care and support. So, pay attention to the signs and seek a diagnosis as soon as possible. And if you truly want to take care of your health in a complete way, don't stop here. Your lifestyle directly affects your brain health, and certain foods can help with prevention. In the video, Transform Your Health Now: 6 Foods to Melt Fat and Heal Your Body from the Inside Out, you'll discover foods that strengthen not only your body but also your mind. Watch it now and take another step in your health journey. Now tell me, were you already aware of these signs? Do you know someone in your family going through this? Share your experience in the comments. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning about health and well-being.